the Hoops Hitting Gems podcast. I'm your host, David Jones, man. Tonight we got a special guest on the show tonight. We got Lou Graham from TLAP Sports Academy down in Florida. How you doing today, Lou?
I'm good.
Good, man. So this is one of our shows where we've been educating a lot of the listeners on the postgrad side. And last week we had Brad Trainer from Central Point, and we brought you on this week. And we just wanted to talk about your program and basically just talk about, the do's and don'ts of postgrad. So, ma'am, I got a couple questions for you. A couple of the listeners probably have some questions as well. And I want you to introduce the program to Atlanta as well, as some of them are already familiar since you got a couple of Atlanta people as well that a lot of people in the Atlanta area don't know about.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell me a little bit about TLAP, man.
Well, TLAP was started with me and my mom back in the day. I would say in 2013, 2014 when we actually officially started.
Okay.
7-8 years later, we've grossed over 35, almost 40 mil.
Okay.
Play a national schedule. I put countless Division I guys in school, D2s, a couple junior colleges, and more D2s, D1s. It started out as a bridge for young men to get to college, and now it just turned to something totally different, where it's just get them in, get them out, and basically put them on a path of success. Teach them discipline, and get them to the point where they can be self-sufficient and college ready, or college coaches might say freshman ready. So on campus they can survive. And stats says that 33% of the guys that actually go to college end up back home because they're not ready for that type of atmosphere and rigorous schedule and weight training and the whole nine.
Okay. So with that being said, that's something I want to touch on. So what type of player development do you do down there at TLAP?
Well, a lot of it's mental. I think a lot of coaches overlook the mental of a player. Personally, I took psychology in college. So the mental aspect, and you can actually see it in the NBA game now. A lot of the NBA players, some of them are dealing with depression, some of them are dealing with, anxiety problems. And I think as coaches, we don't really look at the mental aspect of things. So a lot of player development is mental. I had one great coach tell me that the game is played from the neck up. So, you can dribble ball, you can shoot it, but if you're not mentally, ready to absorb or take on a task or be ready to take on what the coach needs you to do, it doesn't matter what kind of development you make. I mean, most of the greats, NBA guys, they a lot more than people think they do. So our play development is more mental development, being tough mentally and understanding what it takes to make it to the next level. Everybody can dribble and shoot, but can you actually comprehend and do as a coach? As my grandma might say, do as I say, not as I do. So that's basically how it works.
Okay, I got another question I want to touch, and this is for the listeners as well. Can you just expand a little bit on some of the players you put in college in the past, whether it be D1, D2, NAI? Just a couple. I know the list is long, man, so just a couple.
Yeah, Eddie Davis. I got Eddie Davis like 4 years ago. Eddie's at Portland right now with Terry Porter. Yvonne Boyers, who's at Maryland Eastern Shores at UMES up in Virginia. J.J. Cole, he's at Duquesne. Sheldon Edwards at Valparaiso. I have a couple. I got another young man at Lynn University down with Coach Price. I have Bellman Marcus, who's at, I think it's Chata. Don't quote me on this, but Chihuahua, I think it is.
Okay. Okay.
On that. But I mean, the list goes on. So we've been doing it for a while now, and we had Jamal Crawford's son, Eric Crawford, who came through the program, who's doing very well now. So we had a lot of success in the early stages of the program.
Okay. One of the big things about postgrads that I'm learning, and it's very important, is the schedule. And one of the things that was impressive about TLAP is hey, you guys travel like a college program, bro. Every time I talk to you,
Yeah, man. You got listen. And people might get mad at me, but the young with your coach, if you're on a post grad program, it's not knocking post grad programs and prep programs that don't travel. If you're not playing a national schedule, okay, to me personally, is doing you a disjustice. Why? You know, for us, we play around 60 to 70 plus games a year. Okay. Last year we won 44 to 17. So,
nice.
you know, we're playing in Phoenix, we're playing in Indianapolis, we're playing in where else we done play? Virginia, we're playing in Atlanta, South Carolina, North Carolina, Texas. I mean, for you to get the experience of college coaches that have not seen you on the East Coast, on the West Coast, you got to go to the West Coast. Why?
Yeah.
For instance, I'm gonna give you a prime example. When Sheldon Edwards came through our program, led Palm Beach County made 3-point shit. He had 0 offers.
Okay.
0 offers. We go out to the Don Bosco Invitational in Indiana. He goes out there. First game he drops 35. Second game he drops 28. Second game he drops 38. From that point on, Valparaiso walks up to him and say, "Listen, we want him." From that point on, we fly out to Phoenix. He started getting looks and offers from high major schools. So that's a prime example of you have to travel to be seen. The more eyes are on you, the better chance you are to earn scholarship.
So you're telling me he went out there, he lit it up for 4 games, and they just walked up and was ready to offer.
Yeah. They walked up to him and say, "We don't know who you are, but we know who you are now."
Okay.
And that's a testament to him. I don't take any credit for these guys earning offers. You know, our job as coaches is to put them on the platform. Their job is to perform. So if you're not performing, then it's not the coach's fault. It's not mom, dad, dog, sister, brother. You got to take some ownership of what you're doing. Now, once you're on that stage and the lights come on and the referees walk out and the ball goes up,
yeah,
it's up to you. It's up to you now to perform.
Now, that's another good point. So with that being said, what's your placement rate there? Like, I know you have one team and you carry about, I think, about 10, 11, 12 guys?
12 to 15. Round.
Okay, so you carry about 15 guys. What's the placement rate on that, basically?
96%.
Nice. Okay.
So you got to be honest. Kobe Bryant said it best. If you want to improve, you got to be honest with yourself. So a lot of the young men that come to our program, a lot of them think they're Division I. Obviously, everybody thinks they're Division I, right?
Yeah.
Everybody believes they can go to Duke. Everybody believes they can go to Kentucky. All the parents think that sometimes their kid is the best thing since sliced bread. But, you know, and I don't blame them because that is your child, that is your son. But at some point in time, you have to be realistic. You have to be realistic and be, you know, truthful and say, can you go left? Can you go right? Right? Can you do a pull-up jump shot? I mean, just the basics of basketball. And you'll be surprised. There's like 300. I had one of my players. He's in school now, but coach, I'm Division I. I said, really? He said, yes. Halfway through the season, he said, coach, I'm Division I. I said, my man, there's 346 plus Division Is. No one called for it. You're not Division I. You know, it's simple math. You know, we got a lot of D2s calling for it. Nothing wrong with D2s, but you got to know where you fit in. You got to get in where you fit in.
And I'm going to touch something what you just said. So do NAIs call you?
Yes.
D3s call you?
Yes.
Okay. And I know it's hard for some of the kids to swallow that pill, as we say, to say I'm NAI or D3.
You'll be surprised. I tell all my kids, if you get a D3 NAIA, you still need to go
on point.
Right. You still need to treat them like, don't treat them like they're, because I've seen some bad D2s. I've seen some bad
D3s.
I've seen some great D3s. It depends. And I think what a lot of young men got to start doing is get out of the narrative of chasing a name.
Thank you.
Get out of chasing a name. Listen, I got a saying is 1 to love you, 2 to like you, 3 you to franchise. You need 1 to love you. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Two like you. Three
Yeah.
mean franchise guy. Three mean you can go anywhere you want to go. So you just need one. That's what a lot of young men don't understand. You don't need one NBA team to like you. That's it. You don't
Same with overseas, man. And that's what we're trying to get people to understand. Like, you can go overseas from NAIA D3, but, you know, a lot of the younger generation think if it's not on ESPN or CBS or ABC, your life is over. And that's not the case.
I played overseas, and I played in the NBA D League, which is G League now. And, I mean, you can come back a silent millionaire.
Exactly.
Silent.
Parents and kids, if you hear that, take note, please.
A silent millionaire. You come back, you're sitting on 4 or 5
Name on the jersey.
No one knows. Because I think the narrative has to change where we have to start thinking basketball is universal, it's global now.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
You know, where if you're good enough, they'll find you. Now, who is they? I don't know, but I know they'll find you.
Exactly. So let me ask this as well, which is another, it's going to be important, you know, with the transfer portal, with international players. Where do you see post-grad in the next year or two?
Oh, it's going to spike. It's going to spike. And that's the good thing and the bad thing. It's going to spike.
What's the good thing?
Well, the good thing, it gives student athletes another chance to play when their high school career is not over. It gives them an idea of, like, you know, they have a landing pad to land on. That's the great part about it.
Okay.
The bad part about it is you're going to have a lot of post-grad programs pop up overnight, which I call those hotcakes. So we're going to have a lot of hotcakes pop up overnight, and what's going to happen is a lot of young men get lost in the shuffle. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, you can't start a post-grad program or a prep program, but, you know, if you're planning a program, it takes months, years, you know, in advance to plan for it, right? You know,
Okay.
It's not something that you can just pop overnight and say, I'm just going to start something, go get some kids, and hopefully, no. I mean, I've been doing this for 8 years. This will be my 9th year. You build relationship with college coaches. You build your trust with college coaches. You know, it's kind of like a wholesaler. You know, you need to go get the buyer first and then go buy the house. You know, don't go get the house and then go try to get a buyer. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go out, you know, network with coaches, get them to trust you, you know, start from the bottom, like Greg said, you know, and work your way up. And then you'll have success than trying to just go out and, you know, just grab a bunch of kids and think that's going to be, you know, the way to go. That's not.
So, Dan, you just touched something I want to ask. So, if you're a parent, what would you advise parents to look for in post-grads?
Number one, placement. Where they place. That's one. Number two, schedule.
Okay.
Because once again, if you're not I'm gonna give it in lame terms. If you're playing on a local AAU team, okay, and you're traveling from the top of Florida to the bottom of Florida, right? And AAU season is over with, and you did not leave the state, what do you expect to happen?
You'll have in-state offers, if that.
You're not gonna have any, because number one, you have to play. A lot of programs. I mean, programs that we play, they look for heat. They search for heat, right? They want that bump, right? They want to go and play, you know, the top caliber prep programs. You know, I mean, when I first started, we played Mount Bird. We got our head beat. I mean, it was bad. I'm like, goodness gracious. But, you know, I earned respect with those coaches up there. You know, you got to take your lumps.
Exactly.
You can't run from them. You got to take your lumps. Now we're giving out lumps. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah,
has a time in the season. So those are the key things. Is number one, placement. Number two, schedule, and number three, fit. You know, it has to be a fit. You know, the program that you're looking at has to be a fit. And parents, I'm gonna say this, but you gotta allow your student, your children to grow up. You gotta let them catch it a little bit before they can consider themselves ready for college. Because when they get to college, those college coaches can care less about what you think and how you think.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
That's a hard pill to swallow too, now, Coach.
Oh, no question. No question.
That's a hard
Now,
pill.
now, here's going to be a question that I get a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So when their babies get down to you, how you feed them, man?
Well, it depends on if it's included in the meals, if it's not included in the meals, if you have a meal plan, if you don't have a meal plan, it depends on what's structured out at the beginning.
Okay.
So
let's just go with if they have a meal plan. Is it more
fast food?
2-3 meals, or is it?
Yeah, so it depends on like for us, we have a meal prep company that does all of our meals.
Okay.
We deliver the meals to our athletes. So you don't gotta cook, you don't gotta, all you gotta do is pop it in the microwave, heat it up, basically. Because we're always on the go, we're always traveling. You don't have time to cook. So they prepare the food for you, a meal prep, and it comes into a nice case. You know, they might get maybe like 10 to 12 meals or 10 to 15 meals a week. That's delivered to them, and then basically how to do it. But there's different type of postgrad programs or prep programs that do it differently. They might have a cafeteria, they might have some eateries, whatever it is. But depending on where you're trying to go, that's the most that I can tell you that we do meal prep. We have someone delivering for us.
Okay. So with that being said, you said you guys travel a whole bunch. So your season pretty much starts September, October?
Yeah, early October.
Early October until about March or so?
March, yeah, correct. Mm-hmm.
So March. So that's about a typical postgrad season, right?
Yeah.
Do they come home for Thanksgiving? Do they?
Well, I mean, our guys are home for Thanksgiving. Trust me.
Okay.
Sometimes, I mean, we play a lot of games. So as a coach and as players, you need a mental break, right? You got to stop. I mean, we're 20 and 5 sitting right now. 20 and 5 sitting right now. We have like 60 plus. We got 60 plus games. So we're 25. So we're not even halfway through
this season. Yeah.
So as you can tell, you definitely get a mental break to kind of refocus, retool, come back ready for the second part of the season.
Now, and that touches the second part of the season. So as we all know, you've been affected by, not you personally, the team and scheduling has been affected by COVID. So you guys had to move around certain games and tournaments because some teams have dropped off and some tournaments have been canceled. How are you handling that?
I mean, it's been pretty good for us, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I've had to turn down games.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I have to turn down games, pick and choose who we want to play, where we want to go, because you got to maximize the budget. Number one,
definitely.
And two, you got to know who you're playing, and on top of that, understand what does it benefit your players to play in it. Okay, so for instance, we went up to the Phenom Hoops Invitational. We had a young man, 2 or 3 guys, pick up, some interest and some offers. So when you're traveling, you got to know where you're traveling. Is it in the interest of the players? And if it's not, then it makes no sense to going, right? Is it going to be live streamed? Because everything's live streamed right now. Is it going to be live streamed? Is college coach going to be tuning in? All that stuff has to be pretty much down packed before you say I'm going to a tournament. So for us, it's been doing pretty well.
Okay, good. So what we want to touch on in this part of the show, like I said, I want you to go ahead and boast your stuff about your program and the players you got. I've seen you a couple times.
I'm a humble guy.
I've seen y'all play. You got some dogs down there. So we got a couple of those highlights from some of the guys you have. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to pull them up some. So the first one we're going to go with is, give me 1 second. We're just going to go down the line. And give me 1 second here, Coach. Like I said, I had so many to pick from. I was like the candy store out there.
Yeah, take your flavors. Baskin Robbins, Baskin Robbins.
So the first one we're going to put out there is Jaquan Scott, and we're going to play Jaquan Scott's highlights.
Yeah, a problem. Big problem.
It'll come up in 1 moment. We're working on getting this highlight up right now.
Okay, no problem.
And just as Jaquan is being, as we're bringing up the highlights for Jaquan. So with that being said, let's talk about him because that's your alpha dog right there, and that's the one that's that's the one that's bringing all the coaches. Definitely, because when I saw you for the first time, I said, "Who is this?" 6'8", power forward. Yeah, he got the skills to pay the bills for real. Tell us more about Jaquan.
Quan is what you call he's a pro. You know, he's definitely a pro. He moves his feet very well to be, 6'8", 6'9", 225. And footwork, great footwork. His high school coach did a wonderful job with him. Coach Woody did a wonderful job with him. And he's proven himself as a 4-star high major player.
Which schools are looking at Jaquan right now?
We got an offer from Virginia Tech. It's a whole bunch of them, Coach. It's so many of them. Virginia Tech, Georgia, Texas Tech. I mean, the list goes on. It's a lot.
Where is Jaquan from originally? Where's he from?
Texas. He's from Texas.
Oh, he's from Texas. Okay. So with Jaquan being said, I know you touched on Jaquan having some really Power 5 offers outside of that. Not mistaken, you said Georgia. Georgia's looking at him.
Georgia was talking with him. He has a lot of high major offers. To be honest with you, I don't really get into their recruitment because it's so early.
Okay.
It's so early in the season, and for him, he just has to play. That play right there.
Man. When I saw that, I was like, jeez. I was like, this dude was the real deal right here.
Yeah, they were trapping him, and he just got bust out the trap and was like,
Yeah, he bust out of that and just came baseline. I said, man, hold on. And the funny part, when you came to my event down in Orlando, I had my back turned and I was actually talking to a JUCO coach, and I just kept hearing the rim rattle. And I told the coach, I said, excuse me one second. And I turned around. I can't use it. Man, who is this?
Yeah,
who is this?
A good kid, good family. Whoever gets him, they're definitely getting a pro.
Oh yeah, no question. Like I said, if it wasn't for COVID, you think you'd have about 50 to 100 coaches at your practice?
Man, I'll have to have a coach. I'll have to have a ticket to get in. It's unreal. His footwork is crazy. He can guard on the perimeter. We do a lot of switching. He switches very well, moves his feet. He's a problem. He's a problem. I tell you, and I told Quan, I said, dude, you don't know how strong you really are. And I can imagine when he gets to college, he's gonna get even stronger. So yeah.
So next person I wanted to touch on, man, and especially with this being a Georgia show, man, wanted to touch on Jordan Jefferson, man. Jordan Jefferson is one of those kids that he flew under the radar here in Atlanta, man.
He did, and I'm still trying to figure it out now, Coach, how that even happened.
Man, we talked about this, and I'm just going to be honest with you. So, and it's no disrespect to Jordan. Jordan came out of that 7A in Osborne, man. Mm-hmm. So he was in that same region, that same area with Sharif Cooper, and then there's some dogs. There's Zaka Littleton. There's a bunch of dogs up there. And as I told you, man, some kids like Jordan, that can go.
Yep.
That can go. Fall through the cracks sometime, man. Then you get to TLAP, and I'm scratching my head like, wait a minute, is this that guy? Yep. And, go ahead and touch on that, man. Who's looking at Jordan now, man?
Jordan is a quiet assassin, man. You're not going to steal it from him. And on top of that, he's crafty, he's witty, smart. the sky's the limit. You know, I told him, you know, he reminds me of a little Darren Fox, right?
Okay.
Can get to his spots, very witty. And the crazy part about it, coach, he has not hit his ceiling yet. I mean, at some point, I mean, Valparaiso was dibbling dabbling and checking in Wisconsin. So, you know, he's doing very well for himself. But whoever gets him, whatever D1 gets this kid, it's going to be he's going to be a problem. He's definitely
Pause. 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 Let's try put the fee on it. Bet put the free on it. If it's about money, then we on it. Water on my neck, you can ski on it. You can't undo these diamonds, put the heat on it. I was laying in my bed while she dreamed on it. Man, I touched that thing back, put my knee on it. Man, my shoes was too fresh, put my feet on it. Went to the jewel, top of the mall, 24 hours. Then I was snowed. You was not locked up, you was in hold. I know some got life in they pose, all in they picture. She know I'm richer, yeah, the honey. Look at my wrist, her you feel sick. I do not miss her, she not enough. I need a friend, I feel like Trisha. Total my car, I cannot fix it. She pose for the pic, make look. I got a lamb, I got a fist. She ride on my like it's a ripstick. Smack on her bottom like that. Missed. I'm 30 M's in, still in the trenches. Went to the dentist, cause I'm a menace. The old cougar, just for her picture.
Hey man, like I said, man, that guy right there, that's the definition of a hidden gem right there. And
all day long. I'm still trying to figure out
for us in the Atlanta area to fall through the cracks, I mean, we got to do a better job, man. I mean, but
I mean, that's that. Me and you was talking about that. You know, this kid got Wisconsin. You know, he had Valpo. I mean, it got to get to a point where back in the day, coach, we and you know what you saw is what you got, right? So when a college coach came to the gym, they did not overanalyze the player, right? They didn't overanalyze it. Actually, if he can play, he can play. And I think now the new age, you know, they overanalyze it. Listen, the kid is legit 6'4", 6'5". Probably can scratch his knee standing up. Okay, you're not gonna steal it as you saw in the video, right? He fumbled with it, patted it, didn't dribble, he patted it, control, stopped on a dime, and then accelerated back to the slow to fast, got to the rim, shoots the ball, sees the court, defends his butt off. He's a traditional PG.
So let me touch on that real quick. So since he's gotten down to TLAP, how much interest has he drawn?
He's drawn some high major ones.
So we're not even talking D2. We're talking low, mid-major, high major.
Mid-major plus.
So your expectation is Jordan is probably going to go D1.
Oh yeah, he's going Division 1.
And I want to touch that because this is a success story right here. Jordan came out, and you know Osborne's a good program, and you know everybody in Atlanta is familiar with Osborne. But bro, you know what I'm saying? He goes postgrad. Now look what happens, and it's one of those situations. I always want to tell the parents, don't expect this for every kid.
No, that is an exception. I think every parent believes their child is the next LeBron, Michael Jordan, the next Kobe, the next whoever. And those guys, those type of players come around every 20 plus some years, right?
Okay.
So you can't expect, you know, I mean, lightning striking in two places, but lightning striking in the same place twice is highly unlikely.
Yeah.
So I think for a lot of parents is they say, well, he was at this school, and I told one parent, you know, she was like, well, coach, I want you to teach him discipline. I'm like, ma'am, you had it for 18 years. All I have is 8 months. If he didn't learn in 18 years, it's going to be pretty difficult for him to learn in 8 months. So what parents got to understand is you have to start when they're small, right? Discipline, communication, doing the little things. And like the Bible says, you got to bend the sap while it's young. You got to bend the sap while it's young. Yes, I understand it takes a village to raise a child. But for Jordan, his dad played for Rolly Massimino. So he's coming from right?
Yeah.
We all know Rolly was a Hall of Fame coach, still is a Hall of Fame coach, rest in peace. And he came from out of that, right? So now a college coach is like, well, can he play? Well, he's been around Rolly and his dad pretty much all his life, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to speed him up. You're not going to make him take ill-advised shots. He's going to go at his own pace, and he's going to do what he wants to do when he wants to do it. So that's a traditional point guard. Point guards are supposed to be slow and steady, right? Can't turn the ball over, just be solid. That's Jordan. That's Jordan Jeffers.
And like I said, just staying on this real quick, man. I think it's a testament to Atlanta basketball, man. As well as everybody else know, you got to come through Atlanta at some point. Because not only because of talent, of course, all the shoe teams come here and the independent teams come here, but the talent, like I said, Jordan is a testament why Atlanta basketball is what it is. And that's not always a good thing when I say that, because if it wasn't for, his parents or somebody like you picking this guy up, man, I mean, can you imagine a kid like that not being picked up?
I'm gonna tell you right now, if there's any college coaches, Division I, that's listening to this podcast right now, you need to jump on Jordan Jeffers. And George Jefferson. I'm telling you what to know. Trust me, I'll buy you steak dinner later.
Now, with that being said, and just like Jordan, another kid that was right down the street from Jordan, and actually he's right down the street from you as well, is Perry Robinson. I mean, those two kids are within miles of each other, high school wise and post grad wise, and both of them are about to blow up on the post grad scene, man. And I'm just like, coaches are looking at me like, what's going on? And I said, man, that's why I named this Hoops Hitting Gems, man. I said, man, Atlanta.
It has to, coaches. It's getting to a point where, and I get it, there's a lot of talent, but I always say you got to have an eagle eye, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to have an eagle eye. Everybody can recruit, but you got to have an eagle eye. You got to know this is, and I think you guys had on things CY on the other side. And shout out to CY. CY helped me get to prep school. He put me in prep school. And
wow. Okay.
CY go back a long time, but
that's my guy.
Hell of a coach.
Yes, he is.
And he said something that I was watching about a young man that just got drafted from Florida State. And he said, I saw 8 minutes. I stopped it. He said, I stopped the workout. I walked up to him and said, son, do you want to offer from Florida State? He said he was shaking. See, that takes a coach that has the eagle, I call it the eagle eye, to know, regardless of, mind you, he was saying the kid was a 2-star guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, everybody.
I tweeted out about that. Right. Florida State and North Florida. Only 2 schools.
He said, I had a bidding war with Presbyterian. I know, no, shout out to Presbyterian. But the fact of the matter is, he saw it. He didn't look at the stars. He didn't look at the stats. He didn't look at that. He saw exactly what I see in Jordan, which is he's that type of guy.
Okay.
Right? He's that type of guy. He's that type of young man. And whatever coach get in, 2 years, I say the first year, second year, call me the second year, I'll buy you steak dinner. Rue Chris Steakhouse.
So you looking at Jordan as possibly he has the potential to be all conference by his senior year.
All day long, all conference player. He might be player of the year.
Wow. Okay. Now the next person I want to touch on, man, and he's kind of, when I look at him, I see him and I'm like, boy, I can see it, but you saw it way before I did. And the guy's name is what's the big guy's name? Lemanuel Dorsey.
Lee man.
I like him, man. Tell me some more about him, man. And he seems like he's a quiet kid, but man, he's a worker, man. He's a worker.
Lee man, I messed with him a little bit off of rush hour. Didn't kind of work, Lee. What's going on, Lee? And the thing out of it is, the boy got a strap, man. 6'6", long and lengthy. And I told him when he got here, I said, Lee, all I need you to do is catch and release. You ever went fishing?
Yeah, I've been fishing. Yeah.
So you're fishing, coach. You know what I'm talking about. Catch and release, man. That's it. With that thing in your hands, man, catch and release. And that's the type of coach I am. I never would tell my players not to shoot. Hell, I want you to shoot, right? But with Lee, he shoots the ball at a very high clip. Very high clip. And long, lengthy, and he's just scratching the surface. Just scratching the surface.
And he got some sneaky ups, too.
Oh, you do. Yeah, he can talk after he's standing up.
Yeah.
Ball, they fresh out of coffin, don't know why they talking. Got power like Austin, they cat with a gun. He run for exhaustion, that don't cost him. They wet like a faucet, I look like a fountain. Can't test it like Austin in LA, we golfing. Can't take no more losses and we steady count. I put him in office and then get a crown. I'm drenched like a dolphin, the fishes in town. Rex, walking man spilling on Spurgeon again. Missing that crush like it's juice in the gym. Sticking up is looking again. How many years do we travel on league?
I like him, man.
But man.
Who's looking at him, man? Who's looking at him?
Georgia Southwestern, Miles. Those are cars that are looking at him right now. He's kind of early in the recruitment stage right now.
Okay.
But I really expected to pick up as we continue to play through the season.
Matter of fact, I know some people that are probably watching this right now. Your phone will probably ring when this is over with. I like him long, lanky. Like I said, I like him on the defensive end too, man.
He hasn't even scratched the surface though. Like that's the crazy part. Like I think I talked to one of the coaches. I said, man, he has not even scratched the surface yet. Like the fact of the matter is his ceiling is so high that prep school you can't mimic college.
Mm-hmm.
College is college.
Yeah.
You can't mimic a Benz. A Benz is a Benz, right?
Right.
Your Benz are Benz, right? So all we can do is prepare you for what you're getting ready to go into. And I think for him, defensively, he has scratched the surface. The 1-2 dribble pull up, strength wise, athleticism wise, the sky's the limit for this kid, right? Good kid. That's another one of YBA Eagles, another one of their prospects. Him, George.
Okay.
So it's another, and that's shout out to Coach Javon, doing a wonderful job with these guys. And like I said, Atlanta's saturated with talent. It's a lot of talent there, and I think a lot of young men get overlooked.
Where is he from? Where is he actually from?
Atlanta, I don't know what city. Might be Cobb, or he might get me for that one, but he might.
Whoa, wait a minute. Whoa, hold on. He's from Atlanta?
He's from Atlanta. Yeah.
Once again, I didn't know he was from Atlanta, man. Again, testament to Atlanta basketball, man. You don't know what high school he went to?
I think he went to I don't know, it might have been Osborne. I don't know. I can't remember.
So him and Jordan went to Osborne together?
I think so. I think they either played on AAU together or went to the same high school together. But I know Lee Dorsey is from Atlanta.
Man, again, the proof's in the pudding, man. And that's no disrespect to any other place, man. But when you got kids like this falling through the cracks, man, I'm telling you, that's why I get calls continuously. I want in on that Atlanta talent.
Because it's crazy. Because when Lee got here, he had nothing. Now he has, Division II's calling about it. And that's a testament to a lot of the young men and parents that's watching that, you come here, you're going to get exposed to a lot of college coaches. That's just
definitely
college coaches. I've been in the game a long time, and one thing I always tell my players, I won't lie for you. So I'm gonna be front with you. If you suck, right? I mean, you gotta be real with yourself. If you're terrible, you're terrible. But the great thing about it is you don't have to stay there, right?
It's true. You work hard.
You're right. So the biggest room to improve. Okay, he went to Osborne, so there you go. So he went to Osborne, so he was another one that played with Jordan.
Bro, again, coach, I'm telling you, you're not hearing me. That this whole Atlanta and Georgia area, man, because one of the things I wanted to get off of, don't get me wrong, Atlanta has talent, but outside of 285, bro, you missing out on Augusta.
It's crazy. I mean,
Augusta, Macon, Savannah.
They got Savannah, they got Macon, they got what? Gwinnett, they got what else?
You got Albany. Definitely shout out to Albany. Definitely.
I got family in Albany. I mean, my mom's from Georgia.
Okay.
So, I got cousins and everything that live in Atlanta, that live around like Stockbridge and all that places. So yeah, it's littered with talent. We got a foothold in Atlanta. We're going to continue to keep that foothold.
I see you enough. Trust me. I see you enough. Trust me. Now, the next person I want to touch, definitely, and I like this kid too, Nigel Verdier.
Nigel Verdier, yes.
Verdier, okay.
392, switch it out with a cat. I got $1 million right here on my lap. Bought a new spider, then take out the plastic. I stop on that 40, yeah, hit the gas. Rico and pants, they late to relax. Crocodile Dundee, Dusty on my hat. Alligator shoe on the pedal when I press it. Alligator shoe on the pedal when I press it. You know we stay vibe out and that is a fact. None of these girls got strings attached. I'ma get my blue cheese and I be dressing. I got a cheese. She fell in love, she's $1 million racks. I made it out, I ain't going back. Killing these and all black. Look at these on the brow. Bad, it's you. It's not even nobody bad, it's you. Come on, baby, you know that I'm bad.
So, tell me some more about Nigel, man. Who's looking at Nigel, man? He's a sleeper. Definitely a sleeper.
VTech, Georgia. Sam Houston, App State, Jackson State.
Okay.
It's a lot of them. I think he's from Charlotte. He would definitely let you know he's from Charlotte.
Oh, he's from Charlotte? Okay.
Everybody from Charlotte will let you know they're from Charlotte. And he's one of them. He will let you know I'm from Charlotte.
Now, how did you steal him out of Charlotte, man? It's deep as
crazy, man. You'll be surprised. I got a lot of connections that they say, Coach, you need to get this kid, because a lot of coaches refer young men to me because they know exactly what, when they leave this program, they're getting a clean cut diamond. And then every player that has left our program, Coach, they're still in college or have graduated. They have not been sent home.
Man, I'm sorry, I'm going to stop you. Repeat that, man, so the listeners can hear that, man.
Every player that we have sent off to college is either in college or graduated. They have not been sent home. They have not gotten one call from a coach and said, this kid is this kid is that. Because when they come here, we put them through exactly the mental preparation, which, for instance, our conditioning itself will weed out a lot of them, right? So when you get to college, guess what's going to happen? Conditioning is going to be tough again.
Yes, sir.
One of the things I've had young men to call me and say, Coach, like Drayton Carrilli, he just called me and said, Coach, I want to thank you for preparing me for what they understood. I mean, what they are doing up there. He already did it here. So, I give my players zero. I take away the excuses, right?
Okay.
Those coaches don't hear that. Those coaches are getting paid millions of dollars. They don't care about if your dog got hit, if you broke up with your girlfriend. They don't care, right? So when our guys leave our program, they're freshmen ready. When Eddie Davis left our program, Coach, Eddie was ready. Now Eddie is starting at Portland. He went to Kobe Community College.
Okay.
When he went there, Coach, he was the freshman of the year.
Speaks a lot.
So when he left here, he became the freshman of the year there. That tells you everything you need to know. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference between, you know, us and another prep program.
Man, no question, man. And you know, like I said, man, I'll go ahead and pat myself on the back, man. When I saw y'all, man, I was like, listen, Georgia, y'all need to see these guys. Y'all need to see these guys. They're the real deal. And now, one other thing, and we're going to touch on two more players, but before we touch on two more players, I want you to talk about the Prep South Conference, man.
Yeah. So I started the Prep South Conference in 2018. Coach Mason, that was at Huntington Prep, he won a championship that year. Shout out to Coach Mason, by the way, who's now over at First Love up in PA. That's my guy. And the reason why we started the prep conference is because at some point in time, it had to start becoming regulated of a conference where we started to put teams in position to compete for a national championship, where we have an organization, where we have unity, and we have teams that are sufficient teams, that are really good teams that are playing, you know, in a conference where it's competitive. And this year, we have First Love, we have Spire out of Ohio, we have ISA, we have Illinois, we have us, we have Westlake, we have Holy Christian, we have it's 16 teams total across the board. And
okay.
We have a North Division and a South Division. The North teams play the North teams, and the South teams play the South teams. The top 4 teams out of each division will move on to the Elite 8.
Okay.
Okay. And then we'll do a cross match when the North team will play a South team in the Elite 8. And then it'll cancel each other out, and then you will have the final 4. And then those 4 play, and then you will have the last 2. And then those 2 play for a national championship.
Okay. And where is that going to be at, man?
Right now, we're at our 3rd session. Right.
Okay.
Now. We already had 2 sessions. Spire is hosting the 2nd session coming up. I mean, the 3rd session coming up. Coach Craig over at Spire. He's hosting the next one. The Elite 8 will probably be held in Atlanta or at Spire in Ohio.
Okay.
I host a championship in Atlanta and host the playoffs in Spire.
Okay. Yeah, you know, we'll definitely pull up Hoops Hidden Gems, the whole Love the Game network to pull up to that. You know, because like I said, this is about educating about postgrads, man. Like I said.
And I think it's very needed. Me and you talked about this. It's very needed for the South region. Because the North region prep schools, they don't respect us. It is what
okay.
They won't come down and play us. Okay. They won't come down and play us, but they'll say y'all can come play us. Make sense?
So when you say the North, are you referring to the NetSac or?
It's a NEPSAC. It is what it is. It's a NEPSAC.
Okay. Okay.
You know, I mean, let's not talk about what's already understood. Right?
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
You know, I'm not taking a shot at them, but you know, for you to be quote unquote the best,
you got to play the best. No question.
I mean, even us, the TSF, the Middle Georgians, the Spires, you have to play the best, right? Now, let's give respect where respect due. Okay, not knocking any of them with anything they have done, but for me, I was always taught that you seek competition, right? Once you pull everybody around, right, you go outside and try to find some more people to beat up on.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's not an even swap for a swindle here. Okay. So the South teams, you have some established programs that are doing the right thing, doing it the right way. Right.
Okay.
You talked about giving those teams a shot to play in a national tournament, to really understand and really see who is the top huncho.
Okay.
You know.
So that's what it is. So basically, you're looking at this like at some point this whole postgrad scene needs to be unified, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be put together where it's coming to a field of 64, a field of 72, right?
Gotcha.
Across the country. And then it boils down to, you know, the Elite Eight, the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, the Final Four. You know, that's what the Prep South Conference is doing. Why we have teams now asking to join again in the western part of the United States of America. So you take those 16 and add those 16 we have here. Now you have a bracket.
Right? Yeah, now you got some.
Now you got something. Now people are playing to get to that Elite Eight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you got fans and you got publishing rights and you got live stream going on. It's a lot that can come out of the Prep South Conference. So, you know, I already have teams on waiting list already to get in for next year to expand from 16 to 24.
Okay.
You know, so and still be under one umbrella and be able to, you know, provide great quality, and all of our games in the Prep South Conference are live stream, and every single one of them are, you know, we have our own website, very professional website. Everything's done professionally. And
so go ahead and give the listeners that website so they can check it out.
PrepSouthConference.com.
PrepSouthConference.com.
And there, I mean, building out an infrastructure, right, of a field of 72 or 64 or 32 or whatever it is across the country, right? And you got the best of the best prep schools in the country competing for one national championship. That's similar to the NCAA.
And you're going to have coaches there. You're going to have coaches.
You're going to have a whole bunch of coaches there. You have publishing rights. You have gear. You have ticket sales. You have now you start building a fan base like no other, right? To start saying, hey, you know, March Madness is when the Prep South Conference have their March Madness.
Mm-hmm.
While the college coaches, now mind you, everybody can't go to the NCAA tournament because they got put out. So being able to provide that where college coaches that did not make it can still start the recruitment early and catch the live stream and start recruiting, that is where, you know, it's not just going to take me, it's not going to take you, it's going to take a conglomerate of people, you know, to basically get this done the right way.
Now, you know, I done already put in dibs to have national championship in Atlanta now, that first one.
I would, you know why it'd be a great opportunity to host in Atlanta? Because everything's centralized.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Everything from airport to eateries to hotels to teams to everything is centralized. So trust me, a lot of coaches love going to Atlanta.
Keep the show right. Keep the show right now. Keep the show right.
We're going to move past that one, baby.
Definitely. So one of the next players I wanted to touch on, man, and I appreciate you for bringing that up, man, because I think the Prep South Conference is a good idea, man. And at some point, when that Prep South Conference gets to the point where it's so big, now you're talking about, hey, Prep South versus NetSat. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, because that's where you can get the TSFs, you can get the Middle Georgia, you can get the TLAP, you can get the Sunrise, you can get everybody in a tournament style setting, right? The Fort Union.
Yeah.
Everybody in tournament style settings. Now, obviously, just like the NCAA coach, you have your 1 seed, your 2 seed, your 3 seed, your 4 seeds, right? And you have your regions. Like in one region, Duke's in another region, Michigan State's in another region. You have regions, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, if you lose, you go home. But the fact of the matter is, this can be done in 2020, right? And we know the Mars. Okay,
right.
I'm pretty sure we can organize this to get it done.
Agreed.
Now we're playing basketball.
Agreed. So with that being said, I just look at this. I'm excited, man, to be honest with you, because when I jumped into this postgrad, man, and started to really get into this, you know, brothers like you, man, that embraced me, Central Point embraced me, Miami Prep embraced me, Triple Threat embraced me. First Love's my hometown, so they have no choice but to embrace me.
You got a bias, coach. You got a bias.
But no, in all seriousness, all the postgrads have embraced me, and it's just been, not only has it been a learning experience, but as I started to talk to you more, and talk to the other coaches more, I'm like, hey man, what about this? Or wouldn't this make sense? And you were already ahead of me saying that's already in the plan, or we're looking into doing this, and now it's just time to put all this to fruition, man, and make it happen.
I mean, we have the resources, the manpower, the coaches, the networks. I mean, we have everything to do what we got to do to get it done. Because I think the South, and I'm from the South, I'm from Florida, I'm a Florida kid, born and raised. Most of the guys that we play against, most of the coaches we play against, the South has to be represented in a way of respect. They're saying, listen, we're just as good, but maybe even better than you. And that's okay.
Okay.
That's okay. Because every dog got his day, right?
You're right.
So,
but you touched it, man. Even if it took you getting your head beat in,
it don't matter.
Your mentality is you'll be back tomorrow or the next year.
I'm one of the coaches. You beat me by 30, I'll be back tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
You beat me by 30 again, I'll be back tomorrow. You know why? Because guess what? Winners don't quit and quit. I'm not gonna sit here and think, okay, if you got a bracket of Sunrise, Fort Union, Brewster, somebody gonna lose. Somebody gonna lose. Ain't nobody walking out that tournament 6-0. Somebody gonna get nipped. Somebody gonna get flipped.
Yeah.
Said, that's why I'm saying to myself, okay, if the NCAA can do this, and it didn't take them a long time to do it, to be honest with you. It took them, a couple years, maybe many years, but you're talking about prep basketball. We got everybody doing their own thing. That's a problem, right? We need to come to the table and say, hey, how can we get this done? Now, everybody's looking forward to the March Madness. Everybody's looking forward to the tournament, right? So you have the Prep South Conference. You can have another conference doing their own thing, have another conference doing their own thing, and then whoever wins, your top 4 teams in each conference gets the automatic bid to the Prep National, tournament. That's where you come into play, and then the love of the podcast comes into play, and now you're drawing coaches from across the country, not just Florida, Georgia, no, across the country.
Mm-hmm. Okay, definitely. Want to get back to this, man, because we could talk about this all day. Definitely could talk about this. So next player we got coming up, man, is Jalen Glasgow, man. Another kid. I'm looking at him like, you know what? I can see him fitting at a number of programs, and as you can see his confidence building as the season has been going on, man. You definitely can see that.
Jalen was he's from Virginia.
Okay.
PG County. Shout out to PG County.
Okay. Bryce, what up, Bryce? That's one of your people, Bryce.
PG County, baby.
Okay. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna play some highlights of Jalen real quick. Let's go ahead and pull them up. But Dr. Love, you were definitely right, bro. Hargrave, Fort Union, TLAP, Brewster, IMG, Sunrise, Christian. They all need to be in this one tournament. Yeah, man. I've been screaming about that. Look, Coach Graham will tell you, man, I've been talking about this for at least, a couple months now?
Hey, throw them all in there, man. Throw them all in there. Like I said, man, listen, I used to watch Roy Rumble.
I mean, can you imagine, just was read, you add TSF to that, you add Central Point to that? Man, you got something there. You definitely got, add PHH out on the West Coast.
All of them. Hey, Phoenix, if you do, Phoenix showing up.
Yeah, Phoenix.
Phoenix showing up.
Yeah.
Phoenix showing up.
That's why I said, watch what happens in February. February is going to be the introduction to all of this.
So all that heat show up. You already know that.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Now you bring out Golden State Prep, which is prolific prep postgrad team.
Yeah. And shout out to Golden State Prep, man. They got the 7-footer out there. Man, he came out to Scott Golden's event. Nobody knew about him. And so when I talked to the coach, I said, "Hey man, what's going on with the 7-footer?" He was like, "He just got here. Nobody." I said, "He'll be part of my platform." Man, I put him out there within 1 week. 41 coaches.
I'm telling you, Coach, it's so powerful what you're doing that God puts you on the earth to do what you're doing, right?
Man,
and it's like run your race, man. Run your race.
You're right, bro.
Like, thank you for existence. Thank you for existing, because it's so needed that we're not getting fed. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have me on here and me talking to Atlanta saying, hey, there's other options outside of ATL, right? And
understood. Let me say this. I am not knocking any postgrad in Atlanta. I want to be clear. I am not knocking any postgrad in Atlanta. I don't want y'all calling me talking about, man, what's the problem? No, that is not the case. I'm just giving options because, as we can see, man, we can't even get all of the talent in Atlanta, because if that was the case, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't even talking about Matt Smith. I ain't even talking about him. And he was on the other podcast with Coach Coach
Dre.
Yep. And he was on there and they were talking about it.
That's what I'm saying, man. Man, Atlanta, Georgia.
Coach, I got 4 Atlanta kids. I got Sean Rutledge, right? I got Dorsey. I got Matt Smith, and I got Jordan Jefferson. I got 4 Atlanta kids.
Man, you killing me with that, man. I knew about Jordan, but I did not know about the rest of them.
I have Sean Rutledge, who's 6'6", 225. 6'6", Coach. Man got mittens. Coach, Carlton Charleston saw him. One of my guys called Charleston. He was like, Coach Graham, who is that? He's a problem, Coach. I told I see you like an old Ford. Like, Coach, 6'6", 225.
Yeah, that's real right there, man. That is real.
Come on.
Hey, man, I'm telling you. So let me ask you this: in the long term, what do you see for TLAP? So as far as your facilities down there, tell me more about the facilities down there.
Yeah, we have our own facility. Basically, we have on-court training facility. We have a turf field. Weight room's getting installed now. It's 100 feet by 55, so it's pretty big. And we have NBA college goals, portable goals. Housing the guys stay off the water, right off the inlet. Literally walk outside, you got a jacuzzi, and you can see literally you walk 10 feet, there's an inlet. The water's right there.
Okay.
Trust me, they're staying in life of luxury.
Okay.
I mean, we are in Florida, Coach, so you got to think about it. We're by the water, so
yeah.
And trust me, the sunshine and they said, Coach, man, it's always raining here. I'm like, guys, it's seasonal. I mean, it's supposed to rain. Hey, I'd rather be in rain than being cold. I can tell you that much.
You're right about that. You definitely right. I mean, you guys definitely had that advantage. That's part of that recruiting advantage. Hey, we're in Florida. All those kids' eyes light up when you say that.
Listen, you can't be too bad. I mean, we even got Toronto Raptors down here. I mean, come on now. Let's. They got to run their season down in Florida, man. Because it's a blessing. I thank God for it, because, like I said, if it wasn't for God, this program won't be in a position. So, shout out to God. Lord, shout out to him, by the way. So we had some technical difficulties with Jalen Glasgow and Matthew Smith. So I just wanted to talk about them a little bit, since we couldn't get their highlights on. So tell me some more about Jalen. Jalen's from PG County. He came to me through Coach Gasson. He runs the Virginia League.
Okay.
Been on Gasson for a long time, maybe 7 years. And when Jalen got here, I was like, I don't know, coach, and he set the bench and I said, I don't know. In practice, I'm like, I don't know. And then I said one game, we was at Phenom Hoops. One game,
Okay.
I said, all right, man, no one's hitting jump shots. I said, Jalen, get in. I put Jalen in, coach. He hit 8 threes.
Okay.
He hit 8 threes, and from that point on, he's been starting ever since. so
it's confidence. It's more confidence more than anything.
And, he's a good kid. His mom and dad are really good people. He's actually shown his worth like never before, and not a kid that I have to. He's very low maintenance. I don't like high maintenance guys. Low maintenance guys.
So with that being said, you looking at Jalen projection wise? What you looking at? You looking at D2?
He has D2 pending. Yes.
D2s? Okay. Any peach belts looking at it?
No.
Peach belts, I know y'all watching. Hit up Coach Graham. Definitely hit up Coach Graham.
We try to put these coaches on, and I love the coaches because I have a great relationship with them. But you got to trust. This. Let me give you a quick scenario. I told them about Sheldon. They didn't listen, right?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't listen, right? I told them about Kevon. They didn't listen. I told them about JJ. They didn't listen. Coach, at some point, you got to. He can play, right?
Okay.
So every single one of them kids I just named are Division I guys, but they say they were junior college guys. Not knocking junior college. Shout out to junior colleges, but a junior college kid is a junior college kid. These are not junior college kids. So what I'm trying to tell them is sometimes as a coach, you're saying, listen, my man, this is what he is. If he's a D3, if he's any idea, that's what it is. But he's a D2 guy. So a lot of D2s that need a shooting guard, right? And so we're sitting at 20-5 right now, so we're not a losing program.
Mm-hmm.
We're a winning program. Last year we went 44-17. Right now we're on track to probably be better record than last year. And every single one of the kids last year that was in the program went to college. Okay? Went to college. So that tell you everything you know right there.
Thirsty, trying to choose. I know I'm pretty. My nitty bag, my kitty boots. I got the juice, 10-0, Chatham's on. Cooley's glad I'm home. Even my haters kinda glad I'm on. Rest in peace to my bag up on. Rapper, song, singer, suspended, subpoenaed for misdemeanors. Dreamer, held back, sex, Loki, still again. Still shake a boat squad, ran for my boat. Got city on the come up, shot that in the sauce.
Matt Smith.
So tell me about Matt.
Matt's shooting about 47% from 3 right now.
Ooh, okay.
Matt.
So with Matt shooting 47%, I can see he's a sniper.
All day.
So
but
every school needs a sniper. Has anybody else seen that besides what we see?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of D2 coaches calling about him.
Okay.
I think sometimes they're scared. Some of them like, well, who's offering? I hate that question.
I know.
I hate it.
Let me ask you this, man, and I'm gonna put you on the spot here, man, a little bit. So we're talking about D2s, right? Would you let him go high NAI over D2?
Would I let them?
Yeah.
Oh, I let them do what they want. That's their coach.
No, it's not about you letting them you do that. Would you ever recommend it?
Yeah, if they fit that system, yes.
So you would recommend a high NAI over a D2?
If it fits that player, yeah. Because
okay.
A lot of schools, then they get me and say, Coach, who's offering them? My question is, who cares? Like, I mean, honest with you. Who cares who offer them? Are you going to offer them? Yes or no? Why? You're trying to see the competition. If you are a competitor, I don't care who I'm playing. You're going to get dealt with properly.
True.
So if how I played and how I try to tell my young men, if they show up to the gym, they believe they can beat you. That's how I think. So it has to be a fit. So if the D2 is better, the high NAI is better than that D2 that's getting ready to recruit them, why not?
Okay. NAI coaches, you hear this? I'm showing y'all love, and not even showing y'all love. This is just telling the truth, man. There's NAI schools that can beat D2 schools, just like there's D2 schools that can beat D1 schools.
I've seen it with my own 2 eyes.
Definitely.
I saw the D2s beat D1s.
Exactly. Well, Coach, like I said, man, I had no problem going over our time limit, man, because, you know, we just shooting up here, shooting the breeze.
I didn't even know that we went over.
When you coming back up to Atlanta, man?
I gotta check the schedule, man. I gotta check the schedule and see exactly what the schedule looked like, and then go from there. But we'll be back. Oh, we play TSF on the 14th
Of December.
Of December, yes.
So you got that game scheduled?
Yes, me and Rob has already penciled that one in. We will be up at TSF. Understand
this. Not only will Hoops Hidden Gems be there, Love of the Game will be there. We've been waiting for this.
Shout out to Coach Rob, baby.
What's up, Rob? Definitely what's up, Rob? Definitely appreciate you putting this game. Hey, if there's no restrictions, that game's going to be packed.
Oh, yeah, we need to. I love that topic. I love that. That's what's up. See, the thing is, like I say, win or lose, the whole objective of this thing, man, is to get these kids in school.
No question.
So,
no question.
Obviously, you want to win. Trust me on that.
Like I said, TSF versus TLAP, you're going to have some people at that game. And especially after they didn't see you on this show, they're like, oh, I want to see them versus TSF. Because, you know, TSF is...
I invited, Coach. I love it because, like I said, I do this because I love what I do. And when you play teams like that, and Rob does a hell of a job at TSF, getting his guys in school, and it's good that you have coaches in the game that do it for the right reasons.
And it's good for the culture, man. It's good for the culture. Definitely. You've been speaking about the South. Definitely has something to say on the postgrad scene. That's one of the games people need to see.
Right. That's a game where, you know, each team can go out and play hard. And I think those type games have to start happening more often than not.
Agreed. Definitely agree. And I know the coaches will be tuned in to live stream on that one. Now, shout out to the D2s and NAIs because I know they'll be up in there.
Oh, yeah, they should be there. They should be.
I know they will be.
Like I said, man, it's a blessing to coach these guys. And, I mean, we got Steve Thompson. He's one of the 6'5" guards, very athletic. We have what else? We have DJ Berlin, he's another shooter from Virginia. We have who else? We got Harold from Macon, Georgia.
Hey, stop you. Amen to that. Believe that. I'm telling y'all. Yeah, that was going to have to be the bigger gym. I'm telling you. People will come see this game, man. I'm telling you. Especially when they want to come and see Jaquan Scott and the rest of the Atlanta kids you got. Trust me. Atlanta's going to be in the building for that one.
Coach, you can make it happen, baby. That's what you're here for. You got to make it happen, man. I'm in Florida.
Hey, tell them to show up in February. Because, you know, February, I haven't even announced that out loud yet, but you know what's happening in February.
Hey, listen. If you build it, there it comes.
Yes, sir. And that's what my man tells me this all the time. You got players, you got coaches. You got coaches, you got players.
That's it.
And you got fans too.
Yeah. Bigger gym, definitely bigger gym.
Yeah, that one. Like I said, I'll be a fan of that one, even though I'll be on the sideline, but I will be there for that one. Trust me. Trust me.
It's all love, man. It's all love. Like I say, I love it because, like I say, this type of competition needs to happen more often.
Definitely.
Not between programs, but around the country, and where we can actually break bread at the end and say, man, that was a classic.
Exactly. Man, Coach Graham, man, you know I appreciate you, bro, from the day we first met, man. Definitely, bro. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming on the show. We always going to show TLAP love, man. And like I said, got Atlanta hungry to see what you got, brother.
Hey, I told you we got a full hold in Atlanta. We're going to try to make it a little bigger.
Hey, definitely, man. Hey, man, I'm going to definitely catch up with you, man. We appreciate you coming on the show, brother. Much love, man.
Anytime, any place. Y'all have a blessed one, Coach, and I will see you in February, right? That's correct. Oh, wait a minute.
February. That announcement soon, brother. Announcements coming soon, man. You take it easy, man.
All right, y'all have a blessed one.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. Definitely Coach Graham from TLAP, man. Definitely good brother, man. Definitely a heck of a team, as you can see from some of the highlights. But what we got coming on now, man, Atlanta, y'all asked for it. It's here to show right now. Coach Duke, my man.
What's going on? Mr. Jones?
What's going on, man? How you doing, man?
Oh man, we back in full effect all over again, man. I was just on here yesterday.
Hey, man, listen, man, like I told you, man, we came to show love, and Duke's part of the Georgia scene. One Georgia, brothers, one Georgia.
One Georgia, man, that worked on too.
Yes, sir, man. How you doing today, man?
And maintaining had practice today. Got better today.
Okay. Definitely. So Atlanta and Georgia, when I wanted to let y'all know, man, we bringing out the hoops hitting gems, but man, Duke does a hell of a job, man. He does a hell of a job, and people were coming to me like, yo, Dave, man, listen, you and Duke need to get together. Man, this wasn't even about egos. This wasn't about none of that, man. This is like, let's get together and let's put these kids on the map, man. Definitely, let's put them on the map. Brother, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. Definitely.
Oh yes, sir. You know, once you call me, I remember when we met at a JUCO showcase,
at ISA.
We connected from there. So
no doubt.
You always been supporting Mr. Jones, so I'm with you.
Oh, no doubt, man. You know, definitely. That's what this is all about, man. Hey, Duke, man, I'm going to let you go first with your picks, man. So I know you got a couple kids. We're going to go ahead and rev them up, man. So you have, about 3 or 4 kids you want to put out today, right?
I have like 4. But
okay.
But while I was watching the show, I actually just seen, and I just want to put this out there, like, because you don't see this very often. I just seen a tweet about a kid having a 30-point triple double, and for me, regardless of where a kid plays at, you don't see a kid have a 30-point triple double anywhere. Like, that's very seldom that you see stuff like that.
No pressure.
Yeah, but he's actually out of South Carolina. Goes to Wardlaw Academy, and he had like 36 points, 16 rebounds, and 10 steals. Like, that's crazy to me. Goes by the name of.
Anybody looking at it?
Now his coach just sent me a message back. He's a 6'2" guard. Says he's very quick. A very quick guard. So I'm hoping to have this film so the next time we're on here, I'll be able to share it with everybody. But kudos to that kid, man, because you don't see too many kids have triple doubles like that.
Man, especially at 6'2", man. Listen, the whole thing about this, man, and I'm gonna shout out my man, Dre, man. Dre was one of the ones that put Manny Harris out there, man, and we all know Manny Harris. Once he hit Love of the Game podcast on that Unsigned hype last April, bro, it was all she wrote from there.
Oh yeah, definitely, man, and just to see how many grew from just Cause I want to know who Manny was if it wasn't for Dre and my cousin Cord. So
Yeah.
just getting the film and knowing those two guys are basketball guys, I knew what was going. I already knew that he was a special. He was going to be special.
And like I said, when Manny, like when Dre put him out, man, he had the Fort Valley offer, if I'm not mistaken. And he went from Fort Valley to what, like 20 plus offers, man. I mean, it hit Sports Illustrated. Let's be real about this. That was insane.
Yeah, he was. I mean, because coaches don't go down that road.
No, definitely.
Camilla, man. Hey, that was where they had Randolph Clay used to be at. Like that's like I think it's part of where he's at, Mitchell Baker type, and that's where Donnell Harvey came from. Like where he's.
Oh yeah, Donnell went to Cincinnati. Yeah.
He went to Florida. Donnell.
Well, no, I'm thinking of what's the other guy that went? I'm thinking of D'Antonio Wingfield. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. Nah, Donnell Harvey and Jermaine Jones. Well, everybody know about Jermaine Jones too.
Oh yeah.
So those guys are from where Derek's from. So man, you're always gonna catch good basketball talent there, no? Like it's no surprise that you're gonna catch a couple of D1 guys out there way inside.
But that's why this all made sense for us to collab together, brother. Because like I said, it was a situation where you know them brothers. You and Locke know them brothers left and right. Y'all know. And I was like, listen, I'm not from it. I'm not from Georgia. I'm an implant, just like a good majority of us are. So I know Atlanta, but I was like, yo, brother, you know these cats? Between you and Locke, I'm sitting up here like a student. You know what I mean? And I want out of 285 outside of South Atlanta. I'll take you as far as Macon. But outside of that, I'm looking like, man, I don't know. And as y'all kept bringing them on, to our attention, I was like, hey, why not? They deserve they do.
Got to. They ball just as hard as everybody else.
No question, man. So, man, I'm gonna let you go ahead and start it out. Go ahead and shoot your kids out, man. We'll go ahead and get their highlights up.
Man, I got a 6'4" guard out of Thomas County Central. Goes by the name of Kobe Parsons. Man, kid can shoot it on all three levels of the floor. High basketball IQ too, and like I think the last 2 or 3 games he's actually averaging 28 points a game. In the last 2 or 3 games that they played this season, had a good summer also. And like don't nobody even know about the kid. Maybe a couple of JUCOs, but like I don't even know if a couple of JUCOs know about Kobe either.
Okay.
About, man. At a good 6'4", 6'4.5", man, you can tell that. Hey, you put the ball in the hand like Coach from TLAP said, man. Just catch and shoot the ball. That's what he can do.
Who did he play at AU with, Drew?
Oh man, I gotta check again.
Okay.
I actually talked to. I think I talked to one of his coaches today actually to find out more about him.
Okay.
But he's don't nobody know too much about him right now. Nobody really.
Is he what? 2020 what?
He's 2021. All the kids we have today are 2021.
Okay, so he's unsigned. Nobody looking at him right now, right?
No sir. They look to make a pretty deep run this season also at Thomas County Central. He
Okay.
has they have like two or three other guards that can play and shoot the ball also. But right, Kobe was the first one that stood out to me. And just to be
Okay.
able to see him shoot the ball the way he's shooting it, he's gonna be a problem.
Okay. Okay. Who's your next one, Drew?
Um man, MJ Taylor out of Lee County. Locke spoke very highly of this kid. And when I looked at the film on him, like I was very, very, very impressed with him. Big time guard, man. He's actually an all-state player, but I don't even think he has any offers also.
Man,
Yeah.
he all state now. No office.
Yeah, I didn't see any offers on MJ. And I could be wrong, but for me, doing my homework, I didn't see it. And I didn't ask Locke about it. But I don't think he has any
Okay.
offers at all.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me check one thing. Check one thing. Yeah. We might have a little trouble with the video on him, dude.
Okay. Okay. If so, we'll get him some.
Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go.
There we go. Hey, and he's a big time defender too.
Okay, so he's a lockdown.
Yeah, they say he's a lockdown defender also.
Okay.
Yeah, quick guard, man. I'm telling you.
Where'd you say he was from again, Joe?
Lee County High School.
Okay. Okay.
Can facilitate the ball too, man. Like he can break down the defense, and he gonna find an open man. High IQ kid.
Okay.
He can stroke it too.
I like a shot, man. Definitely like a shot. You know, and it's a shame, man, you know, to see kids like this just because they in a certain demographic, man, they not getting the shine they deserve, man.
No, they not, man. And this kid fills up the stat sheet, and he does it not only on the offensive side, but he puts a lot of energy on the defensive side of the ball also.
Okay.
So he puts pressure on it. Like if you want to win games and you want somebody that's a dog on defense and offense that gives you both, and he can shoot the ball, like man, this is one kid you got to check out.
How tall did you say he was, dude?
I think he's like 6 feet. He's not even.
Okay.
I think he's 6 feet.
Okay. Yeah, that's a nice look right there, man. Man, D2s would be crazy not to get up on him, man.
Man, for real. And I think like he's all state. He was the offensive player of the year in the region.
Hey, you better watch Coach Graham. Coach Graham's still out here working, trying to grab cats.
Hey, Coach, I'm telling you, somebody got to get on that kid, man. He's out of South Georgia, just as much as MJ Taylor is too.
But see, that's why this platform is needed, Juke, man. You know, this go back to what we've been talking about, man. You know, if it wasn't for these kids getting seen, man, you know, and I know some of these are rural areas, man, but, man, these kids can go, man, and they deserve a shot just like anybody in Atlanta, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And it's a lot of missed talent. Look what Coach said about the guys that was at Osborne. Nobody even know about them.
You're right. Who's your next one, Juke?
Rashard King, out of Evans High School.
Hey, listen here. After tonight, somebody gonna call him.
Hey, Coach, I'm gonna be real. I gotta say this. The last time I told people about a kid from Evans High School that didn't listen to me, and he's at the Peach Belt right now and should be and possibly be playing as a freshman for Columbus State. It's a big possibility that he's gonna get a lot of minutes at Columbus State.
Oh, you talking about my man from last year? Oh man, I liked him, man.
Man, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, Coach, nobody didn't know about Christian Chambers, man.
Yeah, man.
Unless you were from Augusta, then yeah, automatically you're gonna know about Christian Chambers.
Yeah. And to be honest, man, Columbus State got a steal with him.
Yeah, very much so. Very much got a mean steal. And he's he's having great practices right now. So he's adjusted to the college level game as we speak. And for a kid like Rashard, and it's not only Rashard, like they have a lot of other good players at Evans High School. Rashard is just one, he's 6'5". Can shoot the ball, can shoot the three well, but more so he can attack the rim and use it and be explosive and get to the basket at will with his size, man. And he can get in the passing lanes. You can
now, Juke, I'm gonna say this, Juke. I'm gonna say this, brother. When I look at him, I say this, and you may agree or may not agree. I say a year of post-grad for him, he goes D1.
Oh yeah, he'll blow up for real.
Yeah, that's why I said, listen, it's just a matter of whatever fits for, certain kids. But when I see a kid like that, I definitely say, hey, a year of post-grad for that kid could definitely get him on the map. What's up, Malik? Good to see you, brother.
He's gonna be tough, man. He's gonna be tough for Evans. They have a good point guard. They got a good wing as far as him, and I think they have a big man also. So, but coming out the region that they in, I think they're actually not good. They were in the region with Grovetown and Heritage. I don't know if they got changed or not. But they're gonna if they're in that region, man, they're gonna be fight. They're gonna have to fight every night. It's gonna be a battle. That's a tough region.
But that only sharpen your skills in the grand scheme of things, Juke. You know what I
mean? Facts. You got to play against James White, R.J. Nord.
Yes, sir.
Like those younger guys from Grovetown that has gotten older. But you have Justin Mincy, Rashard King. You got those guys at Evans, man. It's gonna be fun to watch for real once the region play starts.
Definitely. You got one more, right, Juke?
Hey, this kid is man, I love this kid. Dre actually talked about this kid, and I found out like earlier today. But I found out about him a couple of weeks ago. Kendrick Lyles from Monroe Area High School.
Okay.
And boy, like yeah, he's possibly becoming one of my favorite top 3 point guards. Him, Jamal Taylor, and Trey Green as far as the 21 guy. And
How tall is he?
Kendra Lyles is 5'11". No, yeah, he might be just 5'11", 6 feet too. But
Okay.
the
Okay.
coach,
Anybody looking at him?
I don't even. He's he made 13 All State on the radar. And
And nobody's looking at him right now?
I don't think he has any offers either. His teammate is Derrick Brown. Derrick
Okay.
Brown, Derrick Brown,
Yeah.
Derrick Brown doesn't even have offers either, and he's 6'6", 6'7". And I mean, with COVID, we understand.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Georgia Tech was looking at Derrick for a while, and I mean, for me, I think Derrick is definitely a D1 caliber player. But this Kendrick kid, like man, he plays like he has a chip on his shoulder. And he's a
Okay.
facilitator. He can shoot the three, and he has that dog in him. Like he has that dog mentality. So for me, I think he's man to me on this side, like on the Northeast Georgia side where I'm at. I think he's one of the best point guards to come out for the 21 class.
Okay. I'm not. Hey man. I like him, man.
Hey man, hey Dre seen him before me. I can't say anything, but Dre knows that I know he glad to see this kid on here a second time. I'm vouching for that kid right now. I promise you that I'm vouching for him. I'll put my name on a kid like that.
Okay.
I'll put
Okay.
my name on a kid like that right now. I promise you that. That kid is good to me. Him and Derrick Brown are two of the most underrated kids in the state of Georgia right now to me too. Definitely. Monroe area has a nice little they have a nice set of players. And they don't get talked about as much. They don't get Kyle got them ranked, and I think a lot of people got them ranked in the state for what they for like in the top 10. Man, I'm telling you, this kid can and he just a dog. Like he don't care who's in front of him. I had a coach that actually will play them this season, and he goes to like their gym and plays like open runs, and he was like Juke, I've been seeing him in open runs, and he's different. They say he's better than what he was last season, and that's scary.
Okay. Okay. Hey man, I appreciate you for that, man. I want you to stick around for it. I got two today, man. Okay. My first one is Kai Simmons from St. Francis, man. 6'8" forward, 2021, man. Listen, Bryce brought him to my attention. Shout out to Bryce and the Georgia Canes, man. What up, Zocco? Hey, this kid right here, man, I'm telling you, at 6'8", long, lanky, rebound, athletic, runs the floor, one of those rim runners. Like I said, when he gets in his bag with some moves and somebody do some more player development with him, and St. Francis is good at that, man. Look out for this kid, man. I'm telling you, shot blocker and all. We got some highlights of Kai, man. We're going to go ahead and go.
Purpose right, bring a colorful dream. Foreign when I step on the scene. Motivated, go dumb off a beam. Steady working, I'm up like a fiend. No security, only the team. Body jobbing, I send out the green. Body jobbing, I send out the green. Through my that's stuck in the can. Everything ain't as bad as it seems. Judge over me, juvenile life. Lawyer really won't do anything. Had to get where I'm at on my own. Just a year, they take me that long. Ain't no favors, I'm calling my phone. I ain't with a boy fixing your tone. No, 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 no. I know some killers that caught in my body and then they got low, 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 low. Stitching forbidden, you telling your homie, then you gotta go, 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 go. No, I ain't throwing no hands with nobody, I'm up in this pole, pole, pole. And then finna blow, blow, blow. I'm just letting you know, no, no. Fell in love with the bag, bad, I'm chasing this dough, dough, dough. Steady popping them tags, dripping my body, they see me like whoa, whoa, whoa. Getting bread off these shows. Sipping wine got me slow, slow, slow. I be moving in slow, slow mo. I just be in my own mode. Now we ain't with it, little don't try. You ain't official, little don't lie. My lurking and catch you in person, they gon' stop until somebody die. You ain't no killer, I see in your eye. So much I don't think I can cry. Get to the top, well of course I'm a chopper. For now I'm just blessed that I'm carrying by. The Henny, I'm pouring codeine. Purple spray bring a colorful dream. Foreign when I step on the scene. Motivated, go dumb off a beam. Steady work.
Hey man, like I said, man, give that brother a little bit more time to develop, and I'm telling y'all, people gonna understand what it is for Kai, man. So one of the things I wanted to make different, especially with bringing you on, Drew, I wanted not only to get outside of Atlanta area some love, I wanted to get postgrads, I wanted to get high school, and I wanted to get JUCO's love too. So I'm gonna do a JUCO one as well. So this young brother's at USC Salt. His name's Deshaun Daniels, man. Athletic 6'6" guard, man. This brother, you saw him?
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. I know about him. I know exactly about that kid.
Yeah, you saw.
Yeah, we private flight. No need for autopilot. No, we get the highest. No, y'all all dying. Lift the doors up. My wrist is froze up. My neck get colder. Thought I told ya. We in a fair lane. In a Hellcat. In a Rose. If he bounce back, 100 shots ring. He got no dog tag. How you gang bang? He not bout that. He ain't insane. Give him 30 shots. Shoot him curry ring. Fingers flooded. More than Audi ring. Yeah, we bossy. You should be saucy. Cossy. You said you want a wedding ring, that's when you lost me. Go big on big, I'm irritated with your mouthpiece. I drove a G63 Benz to the nosebleed. Yeah, I'm a bossy. See, I'm so flossy. Lil' mama say she wanna Benz with the roses. I took a helicopter down to the show's free. I told a private jet we go shopping overseas. I can't go crazy like a shot. I got some Masons on the south side. I'm serving chicken, but not pop.
Yeah, he bounced. He
Listen, you saw him at you saw him over at ISA when we was over there at the showcase.
Exactly.
Man, so listen here, man. So ever since the showcase, man, he got about 3 or 4 D1s looking at him, man, and all he needs is some tape and some more coaches to get some eyes on him, man. And it's game time for that brother, man. 6'6", got wings, as you can see, got a nice little shot, man. I'm telling you, somebody gonna get a steal with that young man. I'm telling you, man.
This is sophomore season, right?
Yeah, this is sophomore season.
He played with Mardrez. This at North Texas. He played with not Munz, with Ahmad, who was in Memphis. They had like 4 or 5 guys signed D1 out of that school last season.
Well, last year he wasn't at Salt last year.
He wasn't at Salt last year?
No, he wasn't at Salt. Now we both know Salt they were some killers last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was some killers. Yeah, if he would have been in Salt last year, I don't even think he would have been in this year.
You know what? The other kid that I'm thinking about, he actually went to Dodge City. He left. He can jump out the gym.
Oh, he went with the coach. He went with the coach to Dodge City.
I'm
Yeah.
tripping. I gotta find him. I'm probably gonna have him for the next one. I have to go
Okay.
with him on.
Okay. Well, like I said, man, Juke, we here to stay on this one, brother. Like I said, Coach Juke and me doing this right here for the Hoops Hitting Gyms, for Juke's underrated gyms. Man, this is for the city. This is for the state, man. This is about getting kids on, man. This is what this is about, man. And this is the way we wanted to take the show and get towards the end, man. So at the end of the show, man, I like to do one last thing. Juke, I'm gonna keep you on too. We just like to shout out some kids, man. Some kids that signed, man. I definitely want to shout out Elijah Wilson, man. Congratulations to you, brother. Went the long route, man. You know, went post-grad, hit the grind, was with Combine, was with CBA, signed with Toledo, man. Congratulations, brother. And I definitely want to shout out one of Coach Graham's kids, man, Jaquan Scott. As you can see, he's a monster. Virginia Tech just offered him, man. Got to show him love, too, man. So, starting next week, bro, and Juke, like I said, you know we're going to make this happen, brother. We want to start showing the women some love. We want to start highlighting some of the girls, too, man.
I got one. I'm excited. I'm gonna be excited to bring her for her to.
Okay.
I featured her on Underrated Gems a couple of episodes ago, and I really like what she can bring to the table.
Okay, yeah. So next week we're gonna go high school boys, girls. I'm gonna shout out. You know, I'm gonna get one post grad in there, and I'll probably get one JUCO in there as well, man. Because like I said, we want to see everybody get on this platform, man.
Definitely, I'm excited about this.
Definitely. Well, that's going to wrap up the show for tonight. Hey, I appreciate y'all coming out, man. Next week, we're going to have Coach Mason for First Love Post-Grad. Again, I'm on that post-grad kick to get y'all educated on post-grads. So Coach Mason's going to come on for First Love. He's going to talk about his program from Pittsburgh. And we're going to keep this rocking, man. And I appreciate y'all for coming out, man. Y'all have a good one, man.
Appreciate you, Mr. Zone.
Definitely, bro.